just ridiculous. It was a difficult season, right? But you were able to bring some moments of joy tonight for Laker fans watching. What got into you, and how does it feel at this point?
It feels amazing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just basketball, and I'm lucky to be here playing basketball as my job. So it hadn't been the year we wanted it to be, but, you know, things happen and you move, you learn from them, and you get better.
And it has been a season where it's been hard to come by some of those moments. You did hit the game winner at Dallas, but what is it to just go out this way by what you guys play for?
You know, even though this game really didn't mean anything, it's still another game to go out and show what you can bring to the table and go win a game.
30-plus points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, but with 1 minute left, down by 9. At that point, right, almost every NBA game is over. What happened in that final minute?
We just executed down the stretch. Made shots, got defensive stops, got a big steal, and like I said, just made shots and, you know, put ourselves in good situations.
You had the crossover. You did miss the 3, and your teammates almost self-combusted out here on the sideline. What was it like just seeing those guys enjoying what you were doing as well?
I mean, it's amazing. You got guys that have been in the league for 10, 15 years that's been around. No high-quality basketball, and they're all, I mean, high-quality players. So to have them support me and support our team is special. That's all I can ask for.
How has this whole thing been for you individually, even again if it's been a tough season?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, undrafted. There's probably not a handful of people that thought I would be in this situation. When I was 16 years old, small town, so just to be here, like I said, is amazing, and just come out every day, work as hard as I can, and play the game the right way, and, you know, good things happen when you do that.
All right, thanks, man. That's the Austin Reaves game for sure.
Appreciate you.
No doubt, Mike, the Austin Reaves game, and he is soaking it in, and you saw how happy his teammates were for him as he signs autographs for some young Laker fans in attendance. A pretty cool moment and a great scene for Austin Reaves. He mentioned not too many people probably thought he would be here as an undrafted rookie, but he is a member of this Laker team, and he goes out with a great game. And as Mike mentioned, joining some elite company. These are rookies in the history of the NBA with 30, 15, and 10. How about those names? The Big O, James, Jerry West, Blake Griffin, and now Austin Reaves joins them. He had career highs across the board, big game. 31 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, and he was 14 for 14 from the free throw line.
Yeah, if I were he, I'd turn this into a poster and put it up in my house, because to be in that group, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, and Blake Griffin, to tell his kids and grandkids that he was one of the best. But he is really good. I mean, his ball handling skills, his ability to run the point, I've never seen a lot of that. And he also knows how to get pressure off of him. They really thought they could, you know, pressure up on him and intimidate him. He back up, a couple of dribbles, and before you know it, he's making a move. I'm really impressed with his development, and he was lucky enough to get quality minutes this year so he could show us. And I just think he's got a big upside here in the league.
Rob, I think James brings up such a great point. We don't get to see him run the show very often. He's playing a role, he's spacing the floor, and we've seen his ball handling in spurts. But really, until he went off scoring-wise at the end of that game, it was all about his facilitating and his decision-making, his passing, navigating the pick and roll. What did you see from him in that regards?
You know, we've seen little pieces of that, little glimpses throughout the season. But this is the way, when you talk about you auditioning for next season, this was an audition that, you know, he really didn't have to do, but he showed us what he can do when he's put in a certain situation. Like, I didn't know his handles were that good. Yeah. I thought his handles were good, but I was really impressed with his stamina, able to run the team and control the game, because there were some points in that game where he was like, yo, give me the ball. We hadn't scored in a while, and that's what you want to see out of Lee. This is a rookie, you know, taking over, putting people in the position to, you know, be better, because, you know, down the stretch, when we talk about audition, there's other guys on that team that say, yo, I'm trying to get to the league next year. I'm just not auditioning for the Lakers, for other team. But he was like, no, we're going to play as a team. We're going to run this the right way. And that's the thing that after watching this game, I was like, he could be their starting point next year if, you know, if Russ goes down or something like that. But he is in control of a game. He has the command of a team. Yeah. And the better thing is that, the best thing about it, his teammates are there for him and they listen to him.
He has leadership skills. Yeah. And he, as a rookie, you're not able to really show that right away. But like Rob said, tonight he was like, he showed leadership. And I think he's he was delegating, getting people organized. And so, yeah, we've been impressed all season long, but seeing him do this and, play through the bump.
I mean, that shot was like, that's LeBron right there, right? To create the space, little bump.
That's a Kobe, LeBron, Michael Jordan move right there. And he's, he has more leadership skills than I think, and when you think of like point guard, I think like you said, Rob, I think he's I know they use Tucker a lot as well, but tonight Reaves showed me he can handle it.
Two things stick out, Rob, for me. One, how the bench reacted towards the end of that game for him. All the guys, and the guys not suited up. Dwight Howard, Melo, AD out of their seats, Bays, everyone going nuts. But that steal at the end of regulation, coast to coast to finish, and just the way Frank and the staff reacted. And then you get to the overtime, step back threes. I mean, he's really feeling it at that moment. But those are pretty cool moments to see that. The defensive end, the grit, the steal, the not giving up.
Controlling
and then
moment.
the finish.
Yeah, controlling the moment. Even when they stepped back, when everybody almost ran on the court, but he missed that shot. It's so many moments in this game that he showed glimpses of being great. You have moments in the game where, okay, this kid is good. But this kid is on the cusp of being great, and he could be a great player in this league. He just keeps working hard. He needs to get a little bit better handle on his handles, because there's a time where he can get ripped, but there's so much room for growth in this guy, and I'm so excited for him. He came out, he played this game, like you say, even though it had no meaning, it had meaning to him, and that's the best thing, because there's a lot of guys, I know, James, I don't know about you, but I've been at the end of the season, game doesn't count, I'm just looking at the clock ready to go, but he played it from tip to end.
There was a tweet that came through right after the game that we have to show. We don't always love doing this, but it is part of the job, especially when it's someone that we know and we care about. Frank Vogel has coached his final game for the Lakers, a decision that's expected to be shared with him as soon as Monday, sources tell ESPN. Lakers search expected to be lengthy and expansive with no clear initial front runner. And you see the time that this was sent out, Rob, at 9:31 p.m. just after the game.
For me, I think sometimes reporters go a little too far. I hope the Lakers don't foul him so Woj can look like a b-hole, because it doesn't make sense for you to try to tweet this out now. Who cares? Let's wait and see what happens at the end of the season when they have their exit meetings. You guys can talk about it tomorrow or whenever it may be. But for Woj to come out and say this, for me, it's just not unfair. Because at the end of the day, have some integrity. This is this man's life. This is this man's career. And I know it's your job to do that, but you don't know what's really going on. Yeah. You just getting, unless Jeannie Buss call you and say, yo, Woj, we firing him, don't tweet that.
I understand.
I've never met Mr. or Mrs. Source. So I agree. Tomorrow maybe, but a minute after the game, get a coach a press conference first. I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, we all like Frank as well.
Yeah, we like
a championship in his first year, and it's part of the business. Everyone understands.
Yeah, but it's a part of the business, but sometimes the business doesn't have to be as rough as this is.
Yeah. Tell us who your sources are.
Yeah. So, don't just pull something out of the air.
Yeah. Let's get you to the highlights. We take you to Denver.